Hello, Murray Newlands and John Rampton here with Search Engine Journal at Affiliate Days in San Francisco. John, we're going to be talking about guest posting in this video.
Okay.
What is guest posting?
So guest posting is when somebody comes to your blog and wants to blog on it. So they'll contact you as a blog owner and say, hey, I want to put some content up on your blog. That's guest posting.
You do a lot of it. Why do you do it?
For links, completely, and to get my name out there. So most people are out there just trying to get a link on the website, wherever they're contacting, back to their clients or their personal things, or they're there to inform people.
What would you say are the best ways of doing it? What are some of the best practices?
So really some of the best practices out there in guest posting is contacting relevant niches to whatever you're working on, and contacting the blog owner saying, hey, here's some of the amazing things, here's how I can really benefit your readers, and contacting them with really titles and stuff like that. That's an approach I use, and it typically works.
So I do some guest posting too. For me, the best techniques are going to a trade show, which is actually relevant, going to the press room, meet them face to face, shake a hand, get a business card, promise to follow up with them, and do it. Follow up with them, chase them, find them on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn. If you're known in that industry, then it's way easier because they know who you are when you contact them without being too much of a stalker. They're like, get to know them, but don't go crazy. What tools do you use for finding places to guest post?
Google. I mean, when
Bing?
you go to a conference, Bing, whatever other ones are out there, Yahoo, for all you Yahoo lovers, or AOL. No, it really depends on the industry. Typically, I'm in the search marketing industry, so I'm really trying to focus on that. So I'm meeting people at conferences, and it's more of a relationship game. I'm emailing somebody that knows the editor or knows whoever owns this site and trying to get in that way. That I've found is by far, if you can get an introduction, that's the best way.
Now you own a number of sites, you manage a number of sites, editor of Search Engine Journal, people must want to guest post all the time. What are some of the horrors that you see that come through?
So I probably get between 20 and 50 people trying to guest post a day on Search Engine Journal. Some of them are really good people, some are not. The horror stories are when somebody says, hey, I want to guest post on your site, and that's all they tell me. Another one that annoys the crap out of me, and I don't even respond to these emails, is when somebody contacts me and they're like, hey, I want to guest post, I'm really cool, and they don't tell me anything about what they're doing. The best ones that come through that I really like are ones that say, hey, here's a topic that hasn't been covered on your blog, here's why your readers need it, and I'm not in this for me, I'm in this to teach. Those are the best ones out there.
So I also manage a few blogs, and for me the horror is, dear Bob, my name is not Bob. I want some links from your site. No, I'm not just giving links to people, and it's as soon as they, like if someone wants to provide some educational content, I'm very happy for them to have a link. But as soon as they start talking about links, then it just like turns you straight off. And you
don't
must
talk
be the
about
same.
Links. Don't talk about links.
That's never what you want to be promoting. And then also overly promoting their product. It's got to be educational content. And as an editor, what you want is content that your audience will love and share a lot, because as an editor, you're trying to grow your publication. So if they can help you with the great content to grow your publication, then that's what you want. Everything else is off the table.
The best guest posts that I've seen literally in the past year are not self-promotion. They actually do not mention their own companies at all. Those are the posts that go big. Because you're not in it for yourself. People are going to research you. If you put out an amazing post that talks all about, here's the 10 steps you need to go to recover from panda being slapped. Here's exactly what you need to do. And you don't mention your product at all, people are going to come to you. They're going to recognize you as a leader in that space.
So before we started talking on camera, you were saying you had an example. You not necessarily name names, but someone had done a guest post, and you were telling me how much work they'd gone from it. They got like a number of different inquiries out of one guest post, and it was worth a lot of money to them.
Yeah. So, for example, one person contacted us to do a guest post. They did a guest post, and they gave step by step everything you need to do. They said that resulted in, so far backtracked to their site, is 14 customers, which is a lot of money. Their average customers in the $10,000 plus range. It's, done very, very well for them. Now that's an extreme case, but the people who write really good content and don't really want anything out of it, that's the people that are going to get the most out of it.
So let's press on some hot topics in this. Authorship, obviously. That's becoming crucial.
Correct. Authorship, in case you guys don't know what that is, Google authorship is something that Google enacted to try and help readers become more influential in certain topics.
Right.
So you can go enable your Google authorship. It's called Real Author. Tag it onto the end of posts, tag it. I really think it's a big link building scheme for Google to know what's going on with people, but that's what Google's trying to do. Now, the problem I see with it that I hate about Google authorship is for guest posters. Sure, it's great to get guest posts on all these different sites, but if you guest post and say you'll work at an agency, a hosting company, and you're blogging all about hosting and enabling Real Author for the hosting, you start becoming an author in that and reputable for hosting. What happens if you're still in the search marketing? What happens if you have a memorial service client? What happens then?
Yeah.
What are you influential in? Google, I don't know if they know.
Right.
So I see lots of problems in it.
Because, I know a lot of people who maybe have different topics, different interests in life, and they write about different stuff.
Yep. So that's one big problem I see with it. Another problem is just putting it on your profile. You have to actually say physically, all right, I'm putting this Real Author tag on my post, 1.
Yep.
2, on my author bio. And 3, I have to say in my Google author bio that I am a contributor to that site.
And if you were running maybe a traditional link building program, you actually want links from a wide variety of sites. So you'd end up with hundreds of authorship sites.
Exactly. So also other things is, what if I am an employer? So what if I'm eBay and I hire, this person to go do 1 million guest posts, and they're guest posting everybody everywhere. Well, what if they go rogue? Does that affect my brand?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And in theory, also other people could find those tags, pick them up, and post them all over the place.
Mm-hmm. So what does it do for reputation management? Could it potentially hurt you in the future? Also, those people are posting for another client. Does it hurt that client having a different author that's reputable in different industries? So I don't know, all questions I don't know, but could impact your business.
If you've done some research on this, would like to add to the conversation, we'd love to know more.
I'd love to find out answers to those questions. So.
What other hot topics do you see in guest posting?
So guest posting, links. Everybody's just doing guest posting for links.
Right.
Like I said, we get a ton of them every single day. I think this personal thoughts next to get hit by Google is, I think Google is going to aggressively not attack these, but go after the crappy guest posters who are posting on 50 different crappy sites.
Right.
And they've already gone after duplicate content. But what if this person is posting just not so great content on 100 different sites? Is that valuable for that client, or should that hurt the client more? I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's going to be very difficult because how are they going to tell? They're going to say it's just people with crappy sites. Well, as a writer, unless you've got some amazing connections, you start off actually just guest posting on other. You start a small site. You don't have many links. You start off guest posting on other small sites.
Yeah.
And so how's Google not going to say, well, this is just someone starting out? Because
Yeah.
otherwise you start out and you would never be able to progress because Google would automatically penalize that. Also, just because someone, for example, has bad spelling, bad grammar, or not necessarily perfect spelling, perfect grammar, doesn't mean their ideas are not great.
Correct.
And so why should Google necessarily penalize those people who might have great content, but just might, for example, if English is not their first language? Well, you could say, well, they want to cut out, let's say there are lots of offshore content farms, but there are also lots of people in the US who don't necessarily have the perfect English. Or I've been to talks by international, world-renowned geniuses from other countries who come to the US, speak about a topic, maybe write about it. Their English isn't perfect, but they've got phenomenal content. So how do you get around those problems?
I don't know. I don't think there's a perfect solution right now. I mean, to kind of be against that and kind of cause a little controversy, I mean, what happens if a top post writer from the Wall Street Journal puts a post about a specific company, which is more valuable, that or 100 of these crappy posts? Because technically there's 100 links from 100 different peoples, but this is a lot more influential, and that person actually knows what they're talking about, and it's an amazing article.
Yeah.
How do you discern which is better? I think it comes down to more social sharing, more what's going on behind the scenes, how long people are staying on it, on the site, if they're actually reading it or just bouncing out, and how much interaction there is on the post. I think that's more what it comes down to, and I just don't think these million little posts done by an offshore agency
should have any kind of
any big impact on it. I think it's the companies that are actually doing real shit that should get credit for it, and Google should give them a lot more.
I say the challenge with that is that, you see this actually happening all over the web in different ways. Big gets bigger, and it's very difficult for small companies to even get started with that, or people starting out. That's going to be the challenge with that, and how Google then just becomes a kind of repository for the top 5,000-10,000 sites in the world. That's all you're going to see within that, and everything else is just going to be blown out of the water. And are you going to be able to buy your way into that? If you want to start a site, are you just going to have to pay for those top writers to come on board? Is that the only way you're going to get the new site going?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it's more come up with amazing, cool stuff that people like and want. Two examples of that. Dollar Shave Club.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have heard of them. DollarShaveClub.com. Really cool. They do a monthly subscription for razors for men. They came out with an awesome video. People liked it. It went viral, and everybody was talking about it. It put them on the map, and it got them everywhere. Everyone was talking about them. I think it's stuff like that people are doing really amazing things. Another one, no, this is not a self-promotion or anything like that. This watch company called Modify Watches. These are two dudes that are busting their butt every single day, peddling these watches to fashion icons, to stars, to magazines, literally calling up every single one of these magazines and stuff and being like, hey, check out this cool, dope product. And they're really trying, but they're building really cool stuff to back up what they're doing. They're putting themselves on the map. I think it's stuff like that that's causing interactions and causing their customers to talk about them. You're basically, what marketing, and it's going back to the 1940s.
You've got to have great marketing.
You have to have great marketing because it's taking the marketing from the 40s and 50s where it's, hey, have our customers spread the word about this. And that's what and bringing that online and creating that same experience, but taking it online. And that's what's going to be what puts your brand online and puts you into that Google's following those 10,000 brands. I think you have to do something amazing to get there.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Hey, anytime.
John Rampton, Murray Newlands, with the second in our video series.
Correct. Yeah.
If you would like to know more, if you would like us to talk about your topic, if you would like to know something, if you've got a question for us, just tweet us at
SE Journal, and then I'm also at John Rampton.
Murray Newlands, and we'll see you next time.